Hi guys, welcome back to Tactical Review. So I am super excited because today I had an opportunity to get over to my FFL and pick up my latest acquisition from Palmetto State Armory. My FFL was actually out of town on a hunting trip, and so I've had to sit here for almost a week and a half with the knowledge that my rifle was just a few short miles away. So I thought I would bring you guys along as I unbox this. If you're following me on Instagram, you've seen some teaser pictures. I opened the box to look at the rifle and do a quick function check on a couple of things. At the FFL, hasn't been fired, so some of these things you will be seeing with me for the first time on this particular rifle. So let's get the camera rearranged and let's go through this. Okay, hopefully this angle works for all of us as we open the box. So you can see, all right, yes, I can see that you can see. I went for the AK M4 railed variant. So we've got the adjustable M4 style Magpul stock on the back. We have the Magpul MOE pistol grip, very nice, fills the hand nicely. And then we have Palmetto State's aluminum rail and railed gas block. So kind of their, almost like their Ultimac gas rail. I'm not saying it's exactly on par with Ultimac, but I saved, as long as it all holds up, I saved something like $230 here by not having to buy an Ultimac rail and the M-Lock handguard. It is all aluminum. It may get very warm as I use the rifle, and I may regret this. And then, no, Palmetto State did not start including cleaning rods all of a sudden. This is, this is the cleaning rod that you might have seen last week on an Instagram post as I lamented the fact that I was not able to get my rifle. Also in the box, we have the ever important Palmetto State Armory sticker. If you follow the Palmetto State Armory users group on Facebook, you will know these are worth their weight in gold. As a matter of fact, this is probably worth more than an equivalent amount of gold, based solely on Facebook feedback. And then we have a goodie bag with an owner's manual. So, yeah, you know, I could probably go through this, or I could just watch Rob Ski's videos. One of those is more entertaining than the other. I have a cable lock and a Gen 2, it looks like. Magpul, yeah, it's the Magpul MOE magazine. So, a couple things. We're going to get just a little off topic from Palmetto State here, and I want to address Magpul. Magpul, discontinue the MOE. Okay, look, I have here an AC Unity mag. I picked up a couple of these from Classic Firearms. These run something like $8 a piece. There are scarce. There are just a few reviews on these. But they seem to be fairly positive. I just want to go over a couple of things here as I read the Struggle Bus opening the PMag. Okay, now I think they're the G3 PMags actually address some of my concerns. But first off, let's look here. Plastic locking lugs. I feel like something that important, keeping in mind that the AK is a rock and lock system instead of just a press button lock like on the ARs, I feel like relying on polymer for the locking lugs is a mistake. And then another thing is you can see that the AC Unity right here has a bolt hold follower. The Magpul lacks that. I realized, Magpul, that a bolt hold was not part of the original manual of arms, but come on, it's just you've got the offsetter in there, for lack of a better term, that causes the rounds to stagger. Just make it a little bit taller. I'm not asking for much. I can't be the only one in the world who would like to see that. So, Magpul, you're never going to watch my video, but that's okay. Discontinue the MOE. Keep the Gen 3. Add a bolt hold follower. And these are like 20 bucks. The Gen 3 with the metal locking lugs is something like 25. The AC unities are $9. Now, there is more flex, ever so slightly more flex in the AC unities. But if they can do this for $9, you can do the Gen 3 for 15 to 20. And I realize that the final retailer is going to end up with some say in that. But, okay, enough of that. I'm a little off topic. So, there's everything that was in the goodie bag. Let's get into the rifle itself. You can see I've still got the chamber flag. There's still the protective plastic in here. Still got the inspection tag. Let's get into it. I have a few questions that I had asked online and just really couldn't get a satisfactory answer to. So let's get into the receiver here and you can discover the answer to those with me. So we're going to start by pulling the charging handle back. And taking off the dust cover. I'm trying to make sure I have this in frame. Remove our recoil spring. And our bolt carrier. Alright. Just gonna check and make sure this is nice and well oiled. Make sure that my firing pin, retaining pin is in there where it's supposed to be. We know what happened to Mr. Ski's example. And then one thing that I've been trying to find an answer to is whether or not this uses a retaining clip or a shepherd's hook. And let's see if I can get that down in there. There we go. Right in there. I'm going to end up having to put a picture up. It does use a retaining plate instead of the shepherd's hook, which I'm very happy about. And I thought that it did because when I was watching the build videos for the Gen 2 barreled receivers, they did come with the retaining plate. The pictures online, I am a little aggravated. Pictures online showed a notch there for keeping the for a bolt catch. That said, I think that I'm going to end up with an enhanced safety lever from AK Operators Union. So I'm out here at the range today because at long last I get to take my first shots with my PSA AK47. I'm super excited, happy as a pig in mud. This is my first AK variant rifle, and it has been probably a dozen years since I shot one. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, which is @TacticalReview2019, if you're not already, you saw that I replaced my muzzle brake with a Definitive Arms fighter brake. We're going to talk about that here in just a couple minutes, about why I did that. But first, I've been waiting almost a month for this, and I'm not a patient person anyway.
Okay. All right, like a kid in a candy shop. Okay, so now then, let's talk about muzzle brakes a little bit. So, when the Kalashnikov was first introduced, the Soviets knew that they needed to control that muzzle climb. They also wanted a cheap and effective way to do so. Enter the slant brake. This is what comes on most of your AKs. And the way this works is, get in here closer, hopefully it's focusing. All right, it's a very simple thing. It's threaded at this end. You've got this one little notch for your spring detent to go into to keep it indexed. And what happens is your bullet comes out of here. Your gases that are coming out, and it's angled a little bit because I think that's because with most people being right-handed, it's going to want to rise up and to the right. I could be wrong there. So it's vented up and to the right. So the gases that come out and they were already going to expand upward, they continue to do so. But the gases that would have expanded downward instead hit this deflector and they also go upward. It's a very effective design. Unfortunately, from my understanding, it's entirely too effective. So I am going to attempt to demonstrate that with some slow motion footage. I am going to shoot the rifle with no muzzle device. We're going to see how much muzzle climb we get without any kind of muzzle brake. We are going to then shoot with the slant brake on and see what we get. And then finally we will shoot it again with the Definitive Arms gunfighter brake. And I'm pretty, just based on the 20 rounds I fired off just a moment ago, I think we're going to see great recoil control off of that. Now then, in order to try to remove some variables, such as me, securing this in here, I believe I'm going to, we'll get this arranged. I'm actually going to hold this out like a pistol so that we're going to see naturally what the muzzle's wanting to do. For safety's sake, I will only have one round in the magazine. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is, I've got a post right here. It's just out of frame. It's there, though, I promise. I'm actually going to staple up one of my previously used rifle zeroing targets so that we have kind of an indexed gauge. And I'm going to set up the GoPro, and we'll see about actually getting some high-speed footage this week. All right, we're going to start. No muzzle device whatsoever, and see if we can't show why we need a muzzle device in the first place. All right, now the slant brake. And remember, kids, we're dealing with left-hand threads, lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. And I have to say, I like the little spring detent a little better than the crush washers. Shh, I still love my AR though. And now the Definitive Arms fighter brake that I just realized that I've been calling the gunfighter brake. Well, you could see by the amount of blast where we tore up that target, there was a lot more blast coming out to the sides of the fighter brake. And that's just getting rid of that gas out to the sides like that, stabilizes it side to side. And then the two holes in the top of the brake they deflect a slight amount of gases upward, which then helps control muzzle climb. Let me take my ears off so I quit screaming at you. And I've got to say, it's a very smooth recoil impulse. Definitely, I felt all of the recoil coming straight back, as opposed to the slant brake where I felt some dip down. But definitely, it was all a lot better than trying to deal with the absolutely zero recoil control or muzzle climb control off of no brake whatsoever. Well guys, thanks for coming out here with me today. I'm really pleased so far with my PSA AK47 GF3. Obviously you're going to see it in a lot more videos. And I will keep you posted if I have any problems. We know that it went through Rob Ski's 5,000 round torture test with very few problems. Yes, before you jump in the comments and roast me, I understand that he lost the firing pin retainer pin. No, that shouldn't have been a part that came out that easy, but it is what it is. All right, so if I have any issues like that, I'll let you know. I'm going to get I'm going to get a headspace gauge, and I'll make sure that I'm not going out of headspace, so I don't have a dynamic headspace receiver. I've only heard of that happening once or twice, but I don't want to be the third, fourth time. Anyhow, you know, as with everything, I'm going to give you my honest assessment of it, and if things change, well, you'll be the second to know. Obviously, I'll be the first to know. But guys, thanks for watching. If you want to help support the channel financially, you can do so down here at my Patreon page, or if you're watching on Gunstreamer, you can support using Contributus. If you want to help, but you're not in a position to help financially, just subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube, that way you know when I put up new videos, and share the channel with your friends. You can follow along with the channel over on social media. I'm right now on Facebook and Instagram. Both of those, I am Tactical Review 2019. And then you can see things that are going on that may not go on the channel, or get sneak previews, such as when I post up pictures of the stuff that's going to be coming up. I thank you so much for watching. I enjoy being out here on the range, but I really enjoy being able to share everything and the things that I learn with you guys. Until next time, shoot straight, stay safe.